Hey guys, welcome to the video. It's 7S26 Simon. Today we're going to run through one of the boxes on TryHackMe. This is called PickleRick. I have actually completed this one, but we're going to run through it and maybe talk a little bit more about the mindset for some of these boxes, the mindset that you need to have when you run through them. This is a fairly straightforward box, so let's go ahead and get started. You can see I've launched a few terminals. I've launched Burp Suite, the 2020 edition. It really doesn't matter. You could use an older version if you don't have the update. So the first thing I am kind of looking at right now is I'm looking at the actual site itself. We can see an image. We've got some basic text. Normally, when you start a capture the flag style thing, you kind of want to pay attention to the text. Sometimes it gives you hints and tips. In this particular case, it says, I need you to burp, and it's kind of alluding that we might need Burp Suite to complete this. So first things first, I'm going to come in and let's just change the proxy, send it through Burp. Okay, so now we are looking at the actual site itself. This is just the community edition, so it's not the pro version of Burp. You can see the history. Let me just clear the history. Let's start from scratch. Okay. So what we're going to do is add that to scope. So say yes, go to our target, which is 218. Let's delete this host. And already we can see this assets folder. So we might be interested in that later. We can't do a scan on this free version, but we can go to the assets folder. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's turn off the proxy. And already this actually tells us a bit of information. We got some server info, but most importantly, we've got a bunch of files here. So let's go to this PickleRick. Okay, so all of these are just images, just some JavaScript, CSS, more JavaScript, and more pictures. So we're not really interested in those. So something we might need to do is use a tool called Dirbuster. So I'm going to load this up and I'm going to type in http 105.218. We're going to come in here and we're going to paste in the location of the file. And what this is actually going to do for us, guys, is it's going to run through the website and it's actually going to find paths, directories, folders, structures that might be quite useful to us. So we knew about the assets already. Login.php we didn't know about, so we're going to just check that one out. Login.php. Okay, so already we can see a username and password field. Where do we get the username and password from? Well, we could brute force. It might take a while because we don't really have a clue what the username and password is going to be. We've also got a portal.php, so let's open that up. So portal.php. Okay, so we can't get to the portal because it redirects us straight to the login. So the next step, again, it's trying to find a username or password. So what we need to do is maybe look at the source, see if there's anything useful there. Can't see anything too interesting. Let's view the source of the home page. And here we go, hidden in the comments, we can see note to self. remember username, and it's got Rick rules. So let's take a copy, and there's the username. Now password, my kind of initial thoughts on this were to look at the top. It says Rick is super cool, so I try to put in super, but it actually doesn't work, so you get an invalid username or password. So assuming the username is correct, which it probably will be, what we then need to do is look for some more generic folders. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the main URL. We're just going to intercept one more time. And we're going to send this over to intruder, and we are going to take a look in here. And okay, what we want to do is let's just turn off Burp Suite for now. We kind of want a list of default directories. Okay, just while that's loading, let's take a look. There's nothing extra in Dirbuster. Okay, let's go and take a look at some of the web content. Apache fuzz, maybe that's useful. Common PHP file names. Random file names. Common and Dutch. Common.txt, that sounds good. There's a massive amount in here. There's also a massive amount in there as well. I wonder whether there's a small, let's just type in a small common directories. Let's get rid of seclist. Dirbuster common.txt. So there's an awful lot on Dirbuster. That is actually going to take some time to complete. So maybe we can wait for that to finish, or maybe it's worth running a few through here. For the sake of this, I know what basically what we're looking for, and it doesn't look like it's in this particular one. Maybe if we had the pro version of Burp Suite, it'd be a little bit easier. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're just going to check out a file on the server called robots.txt, which brings us to this word here. Looks quite like a password. Let's go paste it in and hit login. As you can see, that has actually logged us in. We are now in the portal. So let's go ahead and pause the brute force. We don't really need to use that now. Okay, potions, creatures, so on. Okay, we can't get to them. Let's try an ls. We can actually execute commands into the site. So already straight away we found something here called super secret pickle ingredients. So we're going to go back to the page here, and we've got our first flag. If you notice, this was where the robots.txt was, this is where the portal, the index was, so it's quite clear that we're looking at the web root. So if we type in pwd, we can see var www html. Okay, that's cool. So we've got the first flag. We now need the second, so let's take a look at the clue. And we can see it says look around the file system for the other ingredients. Okay, so ls. You can see some of my previous commands. Let's actually just turn these off and do this from scratch. Or is it not going to clear everything? Okay, there we are. So now we are starting from scratch. So let's try ls and move up 3 directories. It's logged us out. Okay, no problem. We can get back to where we were fairly quickly. A really good idea is actually to save login details whenever you get them somewhere safe. I'm not going to bother for now, but you should do. ls 3 directories. Okay, let's go into the home directory here. So home, we can see a user called Rick. So let's look in Rick's directory, and we can see it says second ingredients. So what we need to do this time is let's do less, okay, slash second ingredients, and we can see that there's a space in between the files, so using the quotes will actually should hopefully list out the flag, which it does. So we get the second flag. Now finally we need the third flag, which is going to be in the root directory, but who am I? Currently we're a low privileged user, so we can't do that. So let's do sudo -l. Okay, and what this basically means is that anyone, so all, can actually run the sudo command, and they won't be, they can basically run the sudo as password. They're not going to be prompted for any credentials. So what this actually means is that if we use the same command again, or similar command, sudo ls, and look into the root directory, we can actually see the name of that third flag, which is third.txt. So if we simply run sudo ls root third.txt, hit execute, we can actually find the third flag. So quite cool, quite an interesting box. This is the box complete. That is all 3 flags. I kind of hope that's taught people something maybe about how to approach these boxes. And yeah, catch you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.